Hi, welcome to your first YouTube design and technology lesson. This is aimed at year 10s who have just started their NEA non-exam assessment. Okay, so your first 4 lessons, you've had 4 hours. Don't worry if you haven't got that far yet. Hopefully you've given it some thought. You've got 3 contexts to choose from. You can investigate all 3 or 2 or just 1. Okay, don't panic. You've got until Easter 2021. Sounds like a long way away, but you're only supposed to have between 30 and 35 guided hours. Now, lots of schools go beyond that. Okay, bit of a bone of contention in that we tend to try and stick to that. Obviously this year schools are going to have to be much more flexible. Try and record the amount of time you've spent on it. Like I said, you should have done 4 hours already. Don't panic, okay, because that's not a state you want to be in. You want to work methodically, so you want to take your time. It needs to be something that you're going to be engaged with for quite a while, so you needs to be something that you're going to enjoy. Okay, that's key. So like I said, don't try and work too fast. Try and work methodically. Okay, two terms I want to just go through with you are design fixation and design iterations. Okay, design fixation is fairly simple. You get stuck on one design, you're not open to other ideas. Okay, and if you do that, then that appears on the mark scheme and you'll get a fairly low mark for that part of the project. Okay, it's a design and make assignment. Okay, so you design it, develop it, make it. You research and evaluate right throughout the process. Okay, the other phrase or term I want to mention is design iterations. Okay, so iterations are many different designs or takes, variants of a design. So you're always thinking about how it can be different, how it can be improved, how it can potentially suit possibly another target audience or another situation. Okay, so your first bit of the project, you're investigating. How you do that is entirely up to you. There's a couple of things that you will need to include. You'll need to identify a client or client groups. Okay, so one client to start with, and then you might open that out later on. Okay, a good way of doing that is to have a group forum, so you discuss it with a number of people, but don't worry about that now. Just try and pick one client. That's when you kind of know what you're doing. Okay, and don't worry if that's not yet. Okay, record everything. You're telling a story of your thought process throughout the project. Okay, if you get to a point where you think this design or this line of investigation isn't working out, don't worry. Make sure you keep all that, store it, because that's work you've done. And as long as you can justify why you're going to change tack, why it stopped, describe how it's not going to work, then that work is valid and will get you marks. Often when we go wrong, that's great, because we can talk about how we've gone wrong, why we've gone wrong, and there is no wrong in design. You develop it, sometimes it doesn't work out, and then as long as you, in this project, as long as you can describe how and why it didn't work out, then that's really good work and valid, and it will get you marks. Okay, your investigations will lead to a design brief and specification. Okay, you need to try and aim to start that in a couple of weeks' time. If you've started that already, great. You can always come back to that. Okay, you can use Access FM for your specification. And I often use this equation, PA plus CI equals DB and SP. Okay, that means product analysis plus client interview or client interviews leads on to your design brief and your specification. Okay, and that's where you need to be. Okay, when can you start designing? You can start designing whenever you like. You can start designing now. Okay, so that's it from me for today. Good luck, don't panic, try and work through it methodically. Your design brief and specification you need to start within the next week or two. Okay, and try and pick something that you're going to enjoy and it's going to last until Easter. Okay, good luck.